Hello, and welcome to the Hypno Travelers on the Magical Psyche Highway podcast. That's right. Your host and tour guide is Scott Prevett, a healer, hypnotist, and a magician. And your bus driver is Jason Gobelli, also a hypnotist, an entrepreneur, and a spiritual guide. Disclaimer, neither Jason, Scott, or any of our guests here today are licensed professional psychologists or psychiatrists. So please don't make any changes to any medication or treatments that you are currently on based on the conversation that you hear here today. Just hop on the bus and enjoy the ride. Trip with us on the Inner Revelation bus. That's right.
Hi, I'm Jason. Welcome back to the Hypno Travelers on the Magical Psyche Highway today. We are super excited today, aren't we, Scott?
Yep, coming from you from the middle of the country in the East Coast, Virginia Beach.
That's right. For beautiful city of Virginia Beach, we got Nicole Jernigan. Nicole, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, we are doing great, and we're excited to be traveling down your Magical Psyche
Welcome,
Highway
welcome.
today. Yes, yes. So, big question for you. You ready to get started?
I am. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for sharing space with me, guys, and allowing me to share space with you.
Oh, well, we got it going on. So,
Absolutely.
here it is. Who are you and what do you do?
I am Nicole J, also known as Nicole Jernigan. I am a stylist, but more so a occupational wellness advocate. So I like to be able to teach people in different industry backgrounds how to be able to incorporate wellness within their workspace so that we don't get lost in the hustle and bustle and get more so used to the harmony of being able to have wellness inside of the workspace.
Nice, nice. So, explain it. So, what's this look like?
So for me, it looks like being able to understand where I've come from, right? So I've in the industry, and I'm in the hair industry, and so in the hair industry, we get a lot of taxing on our bodies, minds, wellness, and we typically don't tend to ourselves until it's too late. And I'm noticing the same thing across all industries, no matter whether you're in mechanics, in technology, nursing, all of the fields, we burn out, we run and run and run until we're burned out. And so for me, I like to be able to go in and pinpoint different things for you inside of your industry that can literally be blatantly right in your face, but just being able to teach you how to tweak a few things like wearing a certain color when you're not feeling well and being able to advocate for yourself with your team, with your employees, that when I wear this color, I'm not necessarily having a great day. Or being able to have signifiers inside of your space so that people will understand that I'm in a really great mood today. It's yellow. I'm in a really really great mood today. Come, please talk to me. If I have the door closed, if it's shut, if it's cracked, just different ways to be able to communicate with your environment how you're feeling so that it can adjust to what it is that you're going through, and so that it doesn't feel like so many things coming at you at one time. So I've built a beautiful framework around being able to just being able to have your environment speak for you instead of, especially if you're not able to use your words to speak for yourself.
So, you're laying down cues for other people when you're, I guess, speaking without words.
Yes. If you're not able, sometimes we just aren't able to articulate what we're feeling, right? And so if I'm grieving and I'm dealing with this grief while I'm at work, I can't necessarily sit down and say, guys, this is what I'm feeling. This is how it's making me show up to work. This is how it's affecting my workflow progress. Instead, we communicate when we have our team meetings, we communicate with one another. Everybody has the same standard that everybody needs to have a certain signified color. Let's just say blue for I'm not feeling my best today. Yellow for I'm in a great space. Red for I'm a little frustrated. Allowing being able to use color theory to be able to help you express to your environment what you are experiencing so that they know how to handle you.
So, do you have like a color chart in your office or something so that people understand what's going on?
So typically you would, but they would be based off of the colors that speak to you. So my favorite colors are seafoam green, hence my earrings, and purple. And then I love black as well. And so if I am saying to my employees or my workspace cohabitants that, you guys, when you see me wear seafoam green, this is a color that speaks, it's my calming color. It makes me feel really calm. So I'm in a really good space. If you see me with black, stay clear. Okay, stay clear. It might not be the safest for you to just jump in and tell me all the things you want and need in a demanding way. And so just being able to have those colors speak for you, but colors that mean something to you so that everybody knows, what's kind of going on. But the most important thing is to be able to communicate that with the people around you so that they know what's going on. You don't want to just be walking around, everybody just has colors. You want to make sure that everybody knows what it is.
So let me
Do
say,
you go into people's business? Let me ask one real quick.
Go ahead.
Do you go into that person's environment, into their office space to see how the feng shui of the room is, kind of, because that's what you're describing really is the feng shui kind of thing. It sounds, am I correct with that?
So yes, I can, but a lot of the times we're in like a conference room where we're holding the space for the training, and so I don't necessarily get to see everybody's personal workspace. But what I do is do my own research. I research the company. I research typically what the infrastructure looks like, so that when I'm delivering the information, I'm able to kind of give key pointers. It's sometimes going to be general, but I'll be able to give key pointers based off of my research to be able to help you understand what I'm talking about.
So let me give a scenario. So you're chilling in the office and you're wearing your seafoam earrings and just feeling good.
Yeah.
And then someone just does something really stupid and it just irritates you. Do you run and change to red?
No.
Good
I
question.
separate myself in general, right? Because I'm typically a pretty calm person, so I like to process things, right? And so if after I've taken my time away to use my breath awareness, that's also something that I teach in the training, using your breath awareness. If I go and separate myself and I use my breath awareness and I come back and I'm still in a very fragmented space or just really unsure, yes, it's definitely getting turned to red.
So let's talk about
I'm not
breath.
in that space again, then I'll turn it back.
So what's this breath awareness all about?
So just being able to go back to your breath. Your breath is your safety. That's your safe haven, right? So I feel like when we get upset, when we get worked up, when we get anxious, when we get frustrated, the first thing we do is we're using a lot of breath instead of coming back into our bodies and coming back into our breaths to basically be able to calm our minds down, to let our brain know that we're in a safe space. So just being able to help them understand that you can slow down your breathing, let your brain know that you're safe. If you're not safe, you need to get somewhere safe, but you need to be able to always go back to your breath. So being aware that your breath is available for you to calm down your environment inside of your body, as well as being able to control your environment around you.
Awesome.
Do you often find yourself saying, okay, now I need to just take a deep breath and relax?
Yes. I also say, like I was on the phone with my
That's
son.
That's straight up hypnotism.
Really, I was on the phone with my son earlier this week, and I kind of got a little frustrated, and I was like, I need to regulate my emotions. And he was like, Mommy, what? I was like, I need to regulate my emotions. And so I was like, he was like, okay, well, what do you need to do? I was like, I just need to breathe. I just need to breathe. So he was like, okay. And so we just sat on the phone while I just kind of breathed and worked my way through what I was dealing with. And he waited till I was finished, and we continued on our conversation.
So you're teaching them to regulate their emotions as well.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's so important for everyone around me because I want to be able to regulate my emotions. I don't want to be an angry, disgruntled person who just does not know how to bring themselves from wherever they could end up, which is also something that I'm going to be using to be able to teach this same information inside of my conference coming up in November.
Nice. So let's talk about that conference. What's that all about?
So it's a beautiful framework around alternative wellness. So it is called Empowering Beauty, Elevating Wellness and Micro Conference. And so what I did was I created an intimate space which is just a small space inside of my salon. And I have been able to invite numerous people, from an Ayurvedic practitioner, a doula, a um, a therapist, like literally so many different people across the spectrum of wellness, bringing them into the same space so that we can all discuss different ways that you can work on your wellness from different aspects, from different backgrounds, right? Because traditional medicine might not be for me. I might want to learn to grow my own food. Inside of the teaching, I also talk about being able to eat your food for, your cellular downloads, being able to get all of the things that you need. And so I put all of them in the same space so that it can be small and intimate in size, but very impactful, like very huge in impact, to be able to help the community be able to understand and know the different things that are available to them. These are the resources. I'm bringing the resources to you so that you can utilize them. These are also resources that I use for myself, because I find myself always looking for some new way to be able to help with my wellness. And I'm more of a holistic person, so I definitely love to be able to do those things outside of the traditional way. So I've been able to put this conference together. It's a micro conference, like I said, in terms of the size, but it has a huge impact, and the proceeds will go for me to be able to launch my passion product project, which is Learn ADI Institute, which is a natural hair school that will be able to use wellness, sustainability, and holistic care to be able to teach my students.
So
Awesome.
holistic,
What was the date of that again?
November 15th.
November 5th.
Yes.
so holistic hair, what is that?
Holistic care. So essentially, I like to be able to use professional but minimal products to be able to help people with their hair, especially how it goes, like how it looks on the outside. But in order to do that, you have to understand what's going on the inside. And so I ask my clients for, when was the last time you had a blood panel? When was the last time you had a hormone panel? What is your stress life like? What is your life like to be able to, when you're working out, what are all the things? I have a very in-depth consultation process where I need to get inside. I need to know what's going on inside, so that I can help you with what your goals are for the outside. So I take a very holistic approach to being able to take care of the internal you so that you can get the external you that you're looking for.
Nice, nice. So you got
That's
this
awesome.
micro conference coming on. So are you going to take this, but outside of the community, and take it to the world? Are you going to have it online? Or are you going to have something?
I
What's the
I
what's the
am
end goal?
hoping, I am hoping that I can do the things that I need to do to make sure that it is also available virtually. I would love, love, love that. It is a free event. However, we are taking donations, because of course that the proceeds will go to the launching of the school. And my goal is to be able to reach as many people as I possibly can to be able to get them this information. So that is something that I'm working on in the background. And just because this is the first one doesn't mean that it won't be another one. So if I can't get it, get it how I want to be able to have it virtually this time, it'll definitely be that way next time. But the goal is definitely to make sure that I have it that way this time.
So Nicole, when did you have this like aha
It
moment?
sounds like
Like,
you got it going.
wow, I'm going to be able to help people. I'm going to be able to change lives. When did you have that aha moment?
If I'm being honest, I felt like I've known it my whole life. I have always been very different from a lot of people around me. I have always sought out natural remedies for certain things, and realizing how in depth my father was into the same exact things helped me understand that that understanding came directly from him. And so as I got older and started, like I said, going through the industry in that hustle mentality, I began to get sick and started to come down with different diagnoses. And it was at that moment when I noticed that my hair was shedding out by the handfuls, I knew that my blood was sick. And once I figured out my blood was sick, I had to figure out how it was sick. And so just literally doing that research and advocating for myself with my care providing team, I realized how much it matters for us to really pay attention to ourselves. How much it is important to really like be in tune with your body because it's sending us signals all of the time. Our bodies are talking to us all of the time, but we tend to ignore those indicators and just kind of blow it off of, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that. And when I realized that I needed to pay closer attention, it was probably 2018, 17, no, 18. And I just like I said, I came down with a lot of different diagnoses. I had type 2 diabetes. I had high risk type 2 diabetes, very high cholesterol, glaucoma in both eyes, clinical depression. It was a slew of things. And once I got tapped into my internal body, I was able to turn all of those things around in about 4 months.
In 4 months, you said?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Scott, go
I
for it.
was
You got
almost
some
300
questions?
pounds. It was a lot. It was a lot. It took
So
a
you
lot
were,
of self-motivation.
I just want to make sure I heard it right. We've got a delay on the microphone thing. So I caught you lost how many pounds in how long? What did you say?
I was almost 300 pounds.
At what
And
height
I
are you?
lost over, you said what height?
Yeah, I'm trying to get
I'm
the whole
about,
picture of how much
I'm
weight you are. It's a
about,
big thing.
I'm about 5'8", about
Okay, so
5'8".
you're tall.
Yes. And it took me about 4.5 months of raw vegan, clean eating, calorie deficit, mind shift changing. I think that's probably the most important thing. And then learning and understanding digestion and absorption, how your foods work together in order to be able to digest and absorb together, understanding how they digest hormonally and things like that. So yes, in about 5 months, I was able to take my A1C all the way down to being no more diabetic at all whatsoever. Changing the cholesterol, all of it was gone.
100%
That's
natural.
amazing. That's 100% amazing because so many people can do that, but they don't realize it. You said there was a mind shift and you even
Yes,
touched your temples. So that was something that really affected you. So could you tell me
deeply,
about that mind shift that you had?
deeply.
Tell our
It was
viewers.
it was more so about me not being used to being around anyone who had done anything to better their health besides taking traditional medicine, right? And that was just something that I never wanted to dedicate my life to that type of space. And so when I say I did a lot of walking, I'm talking about 6, 7 miles a day. And during that
Nice.
time frame, I'm literally just unpacking and unfolding and rebuilding and breaking down different things that I had in my mind that I thought were true about myself and reframing it and rewiring myself. And it was such a very raw and very uncomfortable space, but the outcome was just so beautiful. I ended up throwing myself a wellness party afterwards. I called it a wellness shower.
Who guided who guided you through
I
through
I
all
did.
that?
I did.
You did it by yourself as an
I did.
individual doing research. That's amazing. So you're also teaching your clients from what is it the hair styling? Is it the total wellness of everything added to the hairstyling?
It's
Is that what
everything. It is
every
literally
total wellness
everything.
then?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, the end result is that you have a beautiful head of hair and a beautiful style. But the internal work, the service that I provide is completely 100% total wellness, everything. From even the sounds inside the salon, we listen to a lot of binaural beats, we listen to frequencies, we listen to lo-fi, we listen to a lot of things to be able to help enhance the space via sound. I like to be able to have subtle light smells in the space that evoke positive thinking and things like that. The space itself is very bright, and not as in lighting, but natural lighting. Grays and ultraviolet purples and subtle hints of gray and black and things like that. And then the bathroom is what I call the affirmation lavatory. It is laced with affirmations, and every part of the space inside of it is speaking to you. Every space inside of the salon is speaking to you in some way, form, or fashion. So when you leave, you are not leaving as the same person that came.
That energy change. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about those mentors. Who are those? Who are those people that you looked up to, who helped guide you, who helped get you to where you are today?
To be honest, I can't really say that I had anyone to help guide me on this process. I had one friend that I knew of who was able to reverse his diabetes, but I didn't necessarily know, the how part, right? I remember when I went to the emergency room, I literally told them that I had diabetes. And she's like, well, how do you know? You don't know. And I'm like, take my blood work, let me know what it says. And the way I was treated there was just, it was very unfortunate. It was very uncomfortable. And I vowed to myself that I would do everything that I could to make sure that I never ended up in this position again, because I wasn't very knowledgeable. I knew that I felt the switch in my body, but I didn't know what I was feeling. I didn't know how to explain it. And so I would say that my best and favorite mentor would definitely have to be God. Seriously.
So what created the mindset change?
Just
What
knowing,
happened in you that was different that created this whole mindset change?
to be honest, I am a very rebellious person naturally. So my mind was, you are not going to tell me that I'm going to be on a medicine for the rest of my life, that I have to prick my finger for the rest of my life. Like I have to, I'm just a very rebellious person. And so my rebellion in that space worked for my benefit, because it was, I was not allowing a person to tell me what my destiny would be for my life. And I knew that I would be able to, if I just applied myself, if I did the research and I advocated for my care about what, how, and where I wanted to be able to be in my journey, then I knew that I could get to the other side. I didn't know how long it would take, but I was there for the journey. I was there for however long it was going to take. And it just so happened that it didn't take as long as most people would, because I have a family full of people who are on various medicines and have been on those medicines for a very long time, and I just don't want that for myself. I had a sister that passed away from lupus, and she literally had a big bag full of medicine, and I just wish I knew the things that I know now then to be able to help her come on the other side of her diagnosis, but I didn't. And so I would definitely say that she was definitely a guide for me to be, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional.
No, you're okay.
But I just wish that I had the information then that I have now to be able to help her get on the other side, because she was a very strong mental person, and so she was very strong-willed, and so am I. And so I think that just knowing and knowing that the information is out there, you just have to go and find it. You just have to be willing to deep dive into it and apply as needed, and trial and error as well. Just learning what doesn't work. Everything doesn't work for everyone. And making sure that you're taking inventory of your body, inventory of your mind space, inventory of how you feel. All of these things are so important when you're trying to work on your wellness, and it's something that will just continue for the rest of your life, so long as you're wanting to be well.
Nice. Scott, back to you.
I hope I answered your question. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, with God in the front, you can't have any better shield.
Right.
So that means a lot to a lot of our viewers, because they call it their higher power. Some may call it God. Those of us that call it God know that that's in the forethought. Jason has a thing that he teaches where it's faith and forgiveness and love, and those are the same teachings as Jesus. So we get it. And for you to be able to supply that space and for other people to grow when they just come in, they didn't know they're coming in. They thought they're coming in and getting a haircut. Then they go out with a complete wellness, and if you could teach your community that, then it can only get bigger. And that just helps out everybody at the same. So
that's what I do. It's super important for me. So community service is a really big deal for me. It's something that I don't take it very lightly at all. That was honestly one of the whole reasons behind bringing the conference into my space, because 98% of my community service is me going out into my community. And now I want to be able to bring the community into my sacred space to be able to do the same things for them. And me being a natural hairstylist, meaning that I don't service clients with like chemicals or perms and relaxers and things like that. I also service clients with locks, technical term locks. I like to be able, like, they have a negative connotation in a lot of spaces. And so I want my clients, especially my clients with natural hair and locks, to be able to walk into any space and not be, judged based off of their hair, because it looks healthy, it looks kept, it looks well maintained. Their scalp looks healthy. It's nothing that you can look at any of my clients and say, I don't know about that person. I love that so much for them. And that's why, again, my rebellion. I'm going to have locks. I'm going to have people around me with locks that are not looked at as most people look at people with locks. So I made a whole philosophy doing the complete opposite of what most people do in this industry when it comes to maintaining locks. So our rebellion just keeps popping up.
And you healed yourself.
Keeps going popping up. But it's been doing me good, so I'm gonna just keep letting it pop up.
You've been doing, look at what you've done. You healed yourself, and you've done things that other people wish they could do just from changing your mindset. And that's the more you can spread that to everybody, and it doesn't matter what culture you're from, just as long as you can spread that to anybody. To how to be better in their wellness and their mindset, create that kinder community. I did a lot of community service hours when I got out of the military. So yeah, it's a lot to give back to your community. So we applaud you for that. And want to thank you for so much.
That part came from my father. That part came from my father. My father was huge in community service. And when I say huge, I mean huge in community service. So definitely want to make sure I pay homage to Askia Sparrow the Great. He's no longer here in this physical realm, but he's with me everywhere I go. So he would definitely be one of my mentors as well.
So Nicole, how do our viewers get a hold of you?
I am on Instagram at A Distinct Image, and I am on the World Wide Web is www.adistinctimage.com. That is Instagram, and then Facebook is ADI by Nicole J. It is a hair platform, but I infuse all of my teachings on my platforms, from breath awareness to frequency music, being able to understand and know, what you're looking at when it comes to scalp care. I specialize in scalp care. So a lot of people who have seborrheic dermatitis, psoriasis, all of those things, I specialize in those things. So it's a nice educational space, and I do all of my contact. There's a link in my bio on my Instagram tab where you can go and look at my link tree, and it has all of the things that I've done. And I'll be adding this podcast to that link tree as well.
Nice. Scott, anything else?
Just thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule and spending it with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys being able to hold space. Jason, I truly appreciate you being interested in what I had to say. Scott, I am so thankful that you came along with us to be able to have this beautiful interaction. I'm very, very thankful.
Nicole, thank you. It's been a pleasure traveling down your magical psyche highway, but we're not through with you yet.
Okay.
We got the big question.
Okay.
What's your words of wisdom for our viewers?
Ooh. Words of wisdom would be small steps conquer big mountains too.
Nice. Wow.
That's awesome.
That's my quote that I've coined myself, and that's literally something I use every single day. Small steps conquer big mountains too.
Nice. Nice. Well, great. It's been a pleasure traveling down your magical psyche highlight way. We certainly enjoyed it. We certainly enjoyed the time. And we thank you for coming. And Nicole, it's been great. And for our viewers, we're glad you're here too. If you
Yes.
like us, give us a thumbs up. Please follow us, subscribe, come back for more, share it with your friends. If you think we're jerks and assholes, we don't care. Just give us a thumbs down, but we still ask that you come back next
Just
week.
come back. Just come
We're
back.
glad you're here. Thanks for coming.
Wow, what a trip. Thanks for taking that journey with us today. Please like us, share us, and enlighten us with your views of the topics we drove into today. We appreciate you and love reading your comments. Thanks again, and we hope to see you back on the bus next week. That's right.